Hi, thank you for joining my channel this great day. I'm Charmion Anderson, and I would just like to talk about the love and passion for being a social worker. Every time I would tell someone I'm a social worker, I will always hear that, oh my gosh, I couldn't do what you do. Oh my, how do you do that? It's so sad. I never saw it as a sad job. I always looked at myself as being powerful in the way that you created an opportunity for people to get better. It's an art to that. Not everybody can do the job of a social worker. And I know that most people who are social workers or who have encountered social workers or just people in general who know I couldn't do that, or those that would say that, know that it takes special people to do the job of working with individuals who are struggling with addiction, struggling with family issues. It isn't an easy job. It takes special people who have a love for people. And that's what I have. A love for working with people who are going through things and who isn't going through something. And we are definitely going through something right now. There's a need for a lot of social workers at this point in time. Social workers come together in situations in people's crises when no one, we go in places where no one would want to go. We go in homes where no one would want to go. But someone has to. We help families that no one wants to be bothered with, but someone has to. I see social workers as the heroes of the fallen, those souls that have fallen, and we are the chosen ones to help uplift them. Social workers are the backbone of the community. We work day and night. Often 24 hours, there is a social worker who is on call to those that are going through, for families that are in the middle of a crisis. There's a social worker out there somewhere helping a child who is in a crisis, a family that is in the middle of falling apart. A social worker helped me when I was a child. That's the reason why I became a social worker. If it wasn't for her, I don't I could have been a chef if I had thought about that. That was my second choice. I actually made an attempt at that. But social work has been my true passion. I love working with people. To me, there's a true blessing in being with a family in the middle of their crisis. It's not a blessing just for that family, it's a blessing for that social worker as well. I never took for granted the time and opportunity of being there with a family during their crisis. It's an opportunity for great change. Never take for granted the opportunity that you have in working with a family in the midst of their mess. Sometimes it may seem nearly impossible. Sometimes it seems like the change is never going to happen. Sometimes the change doesn't happen in time enough. Many times, as a social worker, you just have to hope and pray that the seeds that you spread about will eventually produce something. but that's just the hope. And I'm sure that many social workers that have been in the field for multiple years have seen some fruits of their labor. And that's why they stay in it for so long. Social work is not a field where you always obtain that instant gratification. That's why it is a field for only those that have the tenacity that can really withstand in it and know that I'm going to be working here with not that instant gratification. It's not that sale that I'm going to get. It's not that bonus that's going to happen. Sometimes it's just that bag lunch that you give to a homeless person that says thank you, or maybe not. Maybe it's that bag of clothes that you hand out. Maybe it's that safe home that you put a foster child in. Maybe it's that drug program. Maybe it's that shelter. Maybe it's a housing program. Maybe it's a financial group that you assign to a family. Maybe it's that parenting class. Maybe it's a counseling class. Maybe it's a therapist. We don't know. But oftentimes, it takes time before we get that thank you. I'm so glad I stuck this out. We're often seen as the bad guy, but it's the total opposite of that. We are the good guys because we're always rooting for our families. We're always rooting for our communities. We are about change. And we are always here for you. We want the best for our communities. We want the best for our families. We support you 100%. And we care more than you ever would know. And oftentimes we get a lot of pushback and we jump through a lot of red tape. We stay up a lot of nights. And sometimes in our hearts, we carry you. We carry you in our hearts a lot. We care about the families that we support. Oftentimes to our own detriment. We burn out. Sometimes we aren't cared for ourselves. Sometimes we end up neglecting our own families because we are overworked. It is definitely a field of high burnout because we carry way too many cases. Just not enough people to do our job sometimes. Sometimes our field is poorly managed. And it is unfortunate because the work that we do is greatly needed for our communities. Because in times like these, it is the social workers that are truly the backbone of every community globally. Thank you for listening. And remember that social workers are the superheroes of your community. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day.